He deserves plenty. And a king to the whole community. Government officials should take a stand, show respect to our legend. Whether musicians or calypsonian, some already passed away. Our daddy senior, Daddy Friday. Why should we wait till someone close their eyes? Let's forget about the norm. Let's do it before he's gone. Don't wait before it's too late to say that this man was great. Don't wait till he close the eyes. We gon' say all kind of things. How he's alive and kicking. This is the time to honor him. Let us honor King Herbie. He deserves plenty. Honor King Herbie. Name something after him. Let us honor King Herbie. He deserves plenty. Honor King Herbie. The whole community. Let's do this. It's time for us to start to honor our heroes before they die. Come on, let's do it. Let's honor this man. This man is great, super great. A hell of a calypsonian, good musician, and the kids love him. And we all love him. Let's all stand and give this man a standing ovation. We love him. He deserves it. Let us honor King Herbie. He deserves plenty. Honor King Herbie, the whole community.
Carnival in 76 is mass, darling, that is what I want. Leave me, let me prance, 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 prance. Jumping up and down inside a van. Darling, I don't want no war. I just want to dance, 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 dance. Time be swirling in my mind, iron ringing in the head. Steel band music start to chime, and the rhythm really dread. Rolling, whining, people screaming. All day long it's carnival. I'm feeling the need to dance. Come and hold me, darling. Feeling the need to prance. Hold me tight, squeeze me right, and make me scream with your delight. Hug me up in the band, darling, don't give a damn. Rock me, baby, roll me. Everything go be alright. Hug me up in the band, darling, don't give a damn. Everything will be alright. Tell the tourists come and break away. Don't they know that it's true, babe? Tell them come and jump, 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 jump. Rum, whiskey and brandy in the place. They can get all that they want. Just tell them to come, 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 come. People jamming left and right, and the music really tight. Jumping up and having fun, wishing it would never done. Rolling and whining, people screaming all day long. It's Juve man. I'm feeling the need to dance. Come and hold me, darling. Feeling the need to prance. Hold me tight, squeeze me right, baby, make me scream with your delight. Hug me up in the band, darling, don't give a damn. Rock me, baby, roll me. Everything go be alright. Hug me up in the band, darling, don't give a damn. Everything go be alright.
This is AM 970 WSTX.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And for those of you who had already connected to YouTube because you know you can see us there, all well and good and fine. You see, we're enjoying the music and everything else. So it just, you hear the music, people at home, okay? They just were jamming a little bit and doing some other things. So, people at home, we weren't playing it loud, nobody called the police, so it was okay. Your microphone a little bit wild over there, brother. The pole, somebody mashed up the pole. Oh Lordy, anyhow, we gonna get it together. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is WSTX AM 970, your community-minded station here with Doug and Jared in the morning. All right. Yeah. So.
Let it be known.
Let it be known.
That the lady from the bookstore across the street sends her love.
Sends her love.
Yes.
Oh well, I return the love. I just have not been in there in ages.
That's what she tells me. She said, I haven't seen Doug in a while.
Yeah, well. Yeah. She know you on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I tell her, she remembered me. She
In,
came to me.
in fact, I have a book. I need to see if they have a local author's book that I need to see if they have that, and if they do, to give me a copy of it. And, okay. Around 9 o'clock this morning, we should be having some folks from Williams Delight come in, and we got some concerns and other things that they would like to talk about. And hey, this is your community-minded station, so what a better place than here. Come on, let me talk about it. Okay? Talk about everybody else things, so you could talk about your thing too, right?
Well, hey, I have something for you.
Something.
I pick up the phone and I get a notification from the VI consortium. Right?
They don't have special on you?
No.
Okay.
They said the governor took the wheel of the Vitrans first electric vehicle. I didn't know Vitrans getting electric vehicles too. I hear they got electric bus on the road.
Bus and thing, yeah, man.
I'm like,
They go get ferry where they can't get electric. You know?
well, we ain't got no ferry over here. Don't get me started.
Oh Lordy Lee, man. Oh Lordy Lee. You know, Buck Island don't have no kind of thing like that to say we need a ferry going to Buck Island. You know what I'm saying?
We need a ferry going over there because that's a national park. We should have something going over there where people can go and spend the day.
No, see, you want to take that out of people's mouth? No, that ain't right there. Don't be like that.
Poor people got a right to live too.
All right. Okay. Jared, you know, some people will come across a dead horse and take off the belt and beat it. I try not to get into that kind of behavior. Not respecting what you say, right? Okay? But Lordy be Jared. I'm going down the road. The person that behind me on my bumper, any little thing happen, they're gonna rear at me, you know. So I drive in decent. I even keep to the left as much as possible. If you want to pass, go ahead. Okay, you got car coming, but if you want to pass, go ahead. Okay, no. Okay, I take that back. I take that back. I ain't wish no bad on nobody. But that's how they behaving, right? So they got a little space on the pass. Okay? And so a couple car length up again, they're doing the same thing because where you going? Car after car after car up ahead, and I just keep enough distance to be safe. You know, my 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi space, right? And I'm saying, folks, slow down. If it's that important, leave early. Okay? And if you see me doing that kind of behavior, you know something ain't right with dog. Pull you over and say, what's the hurry? I say that because
Stop you.
I get pulled over once for speeding. I get pulled over once for speeding.
What
Okay?
they tried out?
Well, I ain't know about trying. I got pulled over once for speeding. I
could say now since I ain't driving no more. They tried out with me. They didn't catch me.
that you say why I ain't give you the keys? Anyhow, no, but you know, and the thing of it is, I hear you, but the Hannah man had already know you.
No.
Well, that's what you don't be telling me. See it down the road. But anyhow, serious. Okay. Talk to me. Because you use that one, I mean, I use it. Anyhow. But seriously speaking,
Something else.
I try to be. I don't want people to come to this station and get the same old every day. When they come in here on Thursday, they know they're going to get something different, okay?
I was told that we keep it interesting.
Oh, my goodness. I do that all by myself? What? I'm powerful, Miss Son.
No.
Jared, it's nice to have you here.
No.
You mean they were trying to say that it is me and you?
They're trying to say, I put the sugar to the
Oh, Lordy. You see now? You don't even give my ego a little chance to inflate, man. Why you like that always walking around with this big pin like what I'm used to having them big hat that they made away and just chuck it in my balloon ego? Why you like that?
I just tell you what it tells me. I mean, I can't do nothing else.
You see, you're being smart.
What?
You're being smart.
I being smart?
You see, folks, how you don't treat me? Anyhow.
Next time I'm gonna lie. You want me to start lying now?
Anyhow, no. I will not encourage you in that, okay? Trump might, but I won't encourage you.
This mic looks like it got problem.
Yeah?
I could barely hear my voice.
You could barely hear your voice. Okay, that mic does have a problem. Engineer, we got a mic problem here.
I
So,
can hear it, but it's real low.
it really low. Okay, so let me put the phone mic over here for
And
now.
I ain't screaming.
Let me put the phone mic over here.
It looked like they want me to scream.
Let me see if I could do something with it here. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3.
3, 4, 7, 6. Plus 1.
Okay.
3, 4, 7, 6, 9, 2.
All right. You're better now.
I better now?
Yeah. You're much better now. Okay. But just so you know what's going on with that. Okay. So, all right. Okay, folks. Yeah. I just wanted you to see
but
what.
it's too high because we're having issue. No, the microphone over here.
Oh, okay.
Those levels are too high because what's happening is that it's shorting out on the internet and also on the air. We'll hear a lot of breakups and static.
Okay, so this is
Oh,
just
okay.
no, so we good now.
Yeah.
We good now.
Okay.
What happened is it was like super low, not
Yeah,
not
but we
even
were
registering
hearing
from
really
that.
good though still.
Yeah, but he's not hearing it on the,
Oh, okay.
on the web.
So you get
So,
the internet.
yeah. Okay, so thank you, Trusty Rusty Engineer. And see, now, Gerard, see, when I went to Middleton, I call in the engineer. Because meanwhile, nobody said, well, dog come in here and he trouble this and trouble. And he ain't said nothing and da. Okay,
Dog
so,
broke it. It's dog
why
fault.
it have to be dog?
Dog broke it.
Okay, Jerry, tell me today. Anyhow, so much for them speeding people. Slow down, man. Slow down. Slow down. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. No faster. Okay. So, Gerard,
Yes, sir.
continue to keep it interesting. Okay. I'm glad to know that you're
I-
making such a
I can try.
great contribution.
I can try.
All right. Well,
Out of the hair, I like to listen to y'all. I got some interesting topics.
well, let them enjoy. I am happy that they are enjoying it. But I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be here this afternoon. So,
Well, that makes both of us.
But I know for sure I won't be here next week.
I could be passing, walking the street, and
So I might need you to come in and hold on the fort or something. You know what I'm saying?
so you'll give me that key, but you won't give me the key for your car.
No, because you don't admit that you don't be speeding.
Yeah, but I never
So-
get caught.
So anyhow, I was speeding and the policeman pulled me over. And you know, you don't have different tests, you have to get to take, see, you know, what kind of student you is. So, at that time that happened, they expected that I was going to claim that I was speeding under authority. But no, you know, and the movement was such that they say, you know, for that kind of speed, I have authority to put the cuffs on you and take you in right now. Well, I said to the policeman, I said, well, you know, I was wrong, and if you want me to, I will turn around and submit, and you can put on the cuffs right now. Just so.
Mm-hmm.
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I say that because I've seen people under so-called color of authority carry on bad and go on bad if you know who I be and all this other stuff and all it, and it's like, it's kind of like, that was the beginning of this argument. I tell you, Trump come down here and he learned something from his place, you know, about absolute immunity.
Well, I got
Because of their position, they have absolute immunity. They don't have to follow the laws.
I got away from one.
I don't ascribe to that.
I got away from one like that. I left Frederickstead, and I was going home.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of dip into the gas a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little
A
bit.
little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get by the head stoplight, a police come up and tap on my window. Toop, 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 toop. He say, you know how long I trying to stop you?
And you had only dip a little bit. Imagine if you had really put a whole bucket in a gas
He
and
couldn't-
lift it up.
He couldn't catch that, man. That was a V8 Triton
Okay.
F-150. So he,
I hear you there, right? Okay, so next time you hear he complain, but why I ain't give him my keys,
So-
you understand.
I said, watch out. I have a nature call. I said, I gotta go. I said, so.
Oh, yes. Well, anyhow, one day at a time, and sometimes minute by minute. And there is hope for all of us in the process. Now, I want to just share with you all, you know, several years back, a good many years back, there was a fire in Christiansted at a place where a lady who is a piano player and organist, used to live. And they wrote up an article in the Daily News. I have that article somewhere on my computer, and I was looking for it. Yeah. My friend, sister, Marjorie Sutton, known to many as Madge, is a lady that lived there. And every time I pass that house, it will always be that she lives there in my mind. I see we have an incoming caller. I know. Let me check and see. Good morning, WSTX.
Hi, good morning. This is Vaya. We're just doing a follow-up on the phones, making sure the phone system came back up, sir.
Well, this is WSTX. Happy to report that Vaya is on the job and making sure that WSTX can talk with the people.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Right.
I'll
Take
pass it
care.
on to our engineer.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great
nice day.
All right then. All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. You know, and so I was talking about this lady's affectionately known as Sister Sutton, Marjorie Sutton, others know her as Madge. And I was reflecting yesterday on her because, you know, I come in here and I have a recurring theme that we talking about with acts of kindness, random acts of kindness. Okay, I encourage you in this acts thing. It's random acts and of kindness. Yes. And hey,
I use axe, so you know.
we all what chapter? Okay. Anyhow, keep moving right along. So, you know, everybody's a character. Everybody have their personality. You know, and some personalities are complementary to the people experience it, and some not so much, right? But the reality is, you got people who would probably say, I can't stand whatever terminology would I use in as a matter of local dialect, whatever. And I got them people who would say, oh, yeah, okay, person. Yeah, this, that, yeah. Okay, at least I hope we got them that would say that. Anyhow, anyhow, maybe I'm taking too much for granted, Jared. What do you think? But anyhow, she has departed this world, transition, and along the way, some of these people who voice a little complaint, I said, but you know, that's what makes her special. And you know, God forbid she gone tomorrow, you're gonna miss her. Well, God took it into his hands, no forbidding anymore, and they're missing her. And I miss her. And I just want to throw out the words of appreciation, okay, and condolences to the family and friends. I want to make absolutely sure in that sense that the memory lives on in a positive way through the opportunity to speak about her good works. She's the organist at the Trinity Wesleyan Holiness Church right here in Christiansted. And she did her random acts of kindness, because sometimes things would come home to my house for me. When I see other people get and I complain, I ain't get none. And then things show up for me, and just for me. And it's like, you know, little things are just impact people now. You know, I have a certain person see me and they ask me for $1, this, that, and the other. And I don't work with cash. And then one day I just show up out the blue, I see them, I go over to them and I give them $5. Okay? Now, I hope they do something good with it. But they weren't expecting it. That's fine, because every time they see me, I never got $1. Well, that's true, because I don't work with money. Okay? So anyhow, speaking of money, Not in the sense of having it or not having it, but it just triggers something else in my mind. I want to give a shout out this morning to the caregivers, right? No, it's not Caregivers Recognition Month. I know they're talking about social workers. I see it on Facebook and everything else. And yes, they do a very, very important, make a very, very important contribution in our community. Yes, Miss Ferris, I saw your face big and bold on Facebook, and you're being bigged up as a social worker. Yes. So, shout out to the social workers, but shout out in particular to the caregivers. And I say caregivers with a very big umbrella because it is people who's just acquaintances and people who you never know and people who is family and sometimes none of the above. Sometimes strangers step in to do the good deed. But caregivers make such a big difference in the lives of many people. Now, this thing called dementia, this thing called, some people used to call it in the day, doting. Okay. And of course we have the thing called Alzheimer's, and where does one leave off and become the other? I leave that for the doctors to explain. But you know, I used to get a question about money. Okay, things like why I don't see this check from retirement anymore or Social Security, right? And I'm saying, being a caregiver, having an opportunity to be in a caregiver position, you come across these situations. I'm not pointing out any particular person, okay? But I'm just saying that we know that most of these folks don't deal with check no more. Go straight to your account. And so you have people who set up their own account and set it up going there and turn around and coming back, and you explain, and when you explain they understand. But an hour later you may have to explain again. And it is out of compassion, caring, and understanding that it is the condition, not the person. If you are assisting someone who has dementia, you should never ever be getting annoyed with the same question again. No. Just remember, it's the condition, not the person. So always keep that compassion, always keep that patience, always keep that love, all those other things that go into the mix of that very good meal of caregiving, I should say. All right? So, anyhow, I just wanted to share that kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah, off the beaten path.
Yeah, 'cause it got a lot of different experiences, and sometimes we get so caught up in our immediate experience that, you know, it's like the man who complained that his foot hot, and then you see the man with no foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So you realize you got foot to hot. Okay, but you know, exactly. So anyhow, I know you've been busy on the road every day, Gerard. I know you are a hard-working guy out there. Between your normal duties and the duties you do in terms of technology and enlightening others in terms of how they can use it in terms of their respective disability. Mm-hmm. Right? And last week we talked about Be My Eyes, the app where people can basically, on a volunteer basis, be available for someone to contact. Mm-hmm. And like for crossing a street, you can hold up your phone, the person could see what's coming, what's there, whatever, and assist you with crossing the street in a strange place, or identifying something on a shelf in a store.
Yeah, I've used it.
Or whatever.
For that in Kmart.
Right. Right, right, right.
That was one day I couldn't get someone to go with me. They were taking too long. I say, man, this is taking too long. Let me just be my eyes.
Jared, are you confessing to be an impatient person?
After standing there for 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. Anyhow, you see, you remind me of that situation when it was when Wapa came out and when you had one teller. Anyhow, but
So,
you know,
Be My
so
Eyes.
after 45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be My Eyes is an app that consists of volunteers to assist persons with this, visual impairment,
Yes.
to find things, read certain labels, you can
Right.
use it for various things.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that the budding technology of artificial intelligence, as we know, AI, as it's referred
Yeah.
to, is now
Incorporated.
raising its head in terms of
Incorporated in.
incorporated to some degree because AI is in its infancy, you know,
Yeah, but they have it within the app now. So,
within the app.
So now you don't really need a live volunteer all the time. All you got to do is take a picture, it analyzes the picture, and then it describes it to you.
Well, you know, Gerard,
Yes, sir.
when I passed there by the Sunny Isle intersection, okay, and you'll see chicken crossing the road, okay, and them chicken don't do better than a lot of human beings crossing the road.
Yeah.
They know when to cross so they don't get knocked down, okay. They know they're jaywalking. They exhibiting something that we call intelligence, okay?
Well, I was coming up the road with a bus driver,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw a dog stand up to the side of the road and actually look both ways
Mm-hmm.
before he crossed.
Yep. All right. And so I also then reflected on when we were working on this crossing the road thing,
Uh-huh.
and you know, we have those who don't know when to stop for those who trying to cross.
Yes.
Yes, all of that. Anyhow, I don't want to digress too much into that. It's about 18 minutes before the hour, and I need to talk about these things that are going on in our community, because we have all of these various events that are going on, and we want to make sure that we can we can get the community informed in a way that we can have the most vibrant community, the most vibrant participation and things going on in our community, etc.
And I got a call about that ECPR class.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was so invigorating. They went to the first one yesterday, and they're going to attend the one this morning that's happening between 8 and 5. Again, it was really refreshing to be there and learn what they learned. So
Okay. Now, let me see. We didn't talk about the QPR. We didn't talk about the QPR, right? That's the question, persuade, refer, something that was sent out by the folks at UVI.
no, I don't think we did.
Okay. March is Self-Harm Awareness Month. Okay. Now, when we talk about self-harm, not so much that topic as much so as paying attention to what's going on around us. Okay? Because if dog come out the radio station and he have a black eye and he say he fall down the stairs, I know to Gerard do it, right? Okay.
Now you see,
Anyhow.
I can't see your face I hit him. So.
No, okay. I make it now, but this is a serious matter. Okay. It says, did you know that a 2020 study found that around 20% of college students engage in self-harm? Okay, or that severe forms of self-harm can put students at greater risk of suicide. Now, I understand the angle because this is coming from UVI in that sense, but you can extrapolate right down the line through high school, junior high, that there are things that are going on that maybe manifest itself earlier or later, but the things are going on. So they're having a virtual, let me see, virtual suicide prevention training, and I'm trying to make sure that I have the date right, or whether or not it's passed, but they have a QR code here in terms of connecting with them. Let me see if they have the date. Okay. Anyhow, so Miss Daniel at UVI, Denis, DENEEE dot Daniel, DANIEL at live.uvi.edu. And that is who I got this from through you. Okay? So maybe I'm missing it visually, and maybe it's there, but it doesn't say the date. But they're going to have this training. It's a free training, and it'll teach how to recognize warning signs of suicide, how to offer hope, to get help to save a life, and any of those things that can be enhanced in that context are important. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be able to shoot 3-pointers from one end of the court. All you have to do is have a heart, be concerned and about your fellow man, and willing to make a difference. But in the process, you can receive a 2-year certification when you complete the hour-long self-paced course. So that tells you right there that this is not something that necessarily you have to be at a certain place at a certain time, as much as you have to go through the training online. Right? So I want to share that, because suicide is one of those things that somehow or the other, for a lot of us, we never see it coming. All right? And I want to say we don't see it coming. Those of us who are left behind and in shock. So the more that we can be part of the solution to preventing it, the better. Right? So I'm happy to be able to mention that. Now, one, you can find out more about this probably through UVI directly, but I want you to know that the person who sent out this information, putting us on alert, is this young lady, Denis, Daniel. Okay, the person, Denis Daniel, and say a young lady, I might be taking a name and giving it a definition that don't necessarily go with it, but hey, that's Doug, right? He don't do that kind of thing, right? DENEE dot Daniel, DANIEL at live.uvi.edu for more information about this. And of course, if you're on Facebook, keep your eye open. I got it off of there. All right, just one of those things that help us to make our community a better place. Okay. Let me see. March 19th at 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. There's a Zoom meeting, and this one is an outreach by UVI from the Department of Agriculture, where they're inviting high school students, parents, teachers, to the information sessions about UVI's newest academic programs, one of which, of course, is the degrees that are now available in the School of Agriculture. You get a chance to meet faculty and learn about opportunities available to UVI school students of agriculture. And hey, if you see that they have that kind of a thumb green or animal thumb or whatever thumb they have, hey, start them as early as possible, get them exposed, let them know about these opportunities at our university, because also they have this process by which Virgin Islanders can attend the University of the Virgin Islands. What in the student end, it might look like for free, but we know somebody's paying for it. But the important thing is that the money isn't there to stand in the way. So this Zoom is scheduled for Tuesday, March 19th, and if you want more information, get in touch with Miss Denise Lake at UVI. That's D Lake, Lake, at uvi.edu. And for those of you who might prefer to call, yes, those of you who may prefer to call, yes, those of you who may prefer to call, no, Doug ain't stuck. I'm saying that to give you a chance to run and get your pen or pencil and paper to write down something.
Oh, Dad, just stop.
No.
Kick in the shin.
You see? And the violent streak coming out.
No,
anyhow.
No, that's all.
Anyhow.
So pump it over so you can continue.
Right. Okay. So, for those of you who would want to call about this this Zoom about agriculture opportunities here at the University of Virgin Islands Education, you can contact Ms. Denise Lake by calling 340-692-4059. UVI School of Agriculture is an equal opportunity provider and employer, and definitely in terms of making sure that those who want to learn get the opportunity to learn more about agriculture in a way that can help them and their community. Okay? All right. Now, we didn't talk about USVI Lend. Okay?
No, we didn't.
We didn't. Okay. Now, there's a LEND training program. It's Leadership Education in Neurodevelopmental and Related Disabilities. Yeah, long name, that's why they cut it down to LEND, L-E-N-D. Okay? And, yes, and this is in partnership, so to speak, with the Westchester Institute for Human Development, okay, University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities, and the School of Health and Sciences, Practice, New York Medical College. Yes, facilitated through the Virgin Islands University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disability. Right? So now, basically, if you're a person with a disability or a professional who works with people with disabilities, or a parent, a sibling, or an individual with intellectual developmental disabilities, the Virgin Islands University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities, VIU said. You know about them, right, Gerard?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Gerard is one of the people there that is a valuable resource to the community. Okay, so big him up and big them up. Right? And in conjunction with the Westchester Institute for Human Development and the School of Health Sciences and Practice for the New York Medical College, yes, they will be hosting an information session to recruit new trainees for the 2024-25 Leadership Education in Neurodevelopmental and Related Disabilities, the LEND, L-E-N-D program. Right? Now, the purpose of the LEND training is to improve the health of infants, children, and adolescents with disabilities in the USVI. Yep. Now, there are benefits to this, to the community in general, okay? But also the chosen participants can receive full tuition and a stipend to acquire training in skills required by leadership advocates in the field of developmental disabilities. You want to learn more about LEND? Well, if you got this flyer, definitely you have the connection. It has on information here about a Zoom meeting coming up. But you know, like everything else, sometimes you need to contact someone. Well, we have an email contact, a person by the name of Khalifa Thomas. That's KHALIFA dot Thomas at uvi.edu. And I'll say that again if you have something to write with. KHALIFA, Khalifa, period, THOMAS at uvi.edu. Alright? Okay. Now, I'm just sharing those things with you, one, because my trusty rusty Gerard Friday Evelyn is doing a fantastic job of assisting me in getting some of these things to announce to the public. So public, take note that WSTX does talk about things going on here in the Virgin Islands, and so if you got something going on that you want people to know about, you need to make sure we get the information. All right? Now, in that vein, let's take the next couple of minutes here until our guests come in and talk about some of our other events. Okay? So now, yeah, somebody's phone is going off out there. Okay. Williams, the light? Okay, give me a 5. Okay, our guests are here, and so let's talk about things going on here in our community. Okay, we've been talking about the Folklife Festival, and night before last, I believe it was, you had the Bambula, or last night was Bambula. I want to remind you that March 3rd through March 10th, okay, was the Martial Arts Celebration Week, and you know, if anyone from that program and otherwise the recognition of that week is interested, we'd love to have you here to talk about what took place. Okay. Remind you that there's Youth Art Month here in March. Yes, they fit that in. They got so many things going on in March. They fit that in, Youth Art Month. And that's Chant, Crucian Heritage and Nature Tourism. Yeah, okay, right down there in Frederickstead, and they have a very interesting program going on down there. And earlier this month on the 9th, I believe, they had this exhibit. Of course, it don't just done on the 9th, so if you're down there, take a pass through and take a look. Right? Now, I want to bring to your attention, I saw this and I just thought it was so intriguing. Centerline Car Rentals, St. Croix. Okay. No, I'm not here advertising for Centerline Car Rentals, but they are the ones who are sponsoring this thing. And so, I am mentioning them because it relates. You know, you have a song that Marvin David wrote, and that River sang. Anyhow, River Diaz sang, and it's called VI, in the VI, right? Mm-hmm. And in there they say, keep left, live right. Anyhow, you go in the rental car and you got a little thing up there in the window, keep left. Okay? Folks, you ever had the opportunity to come around a corner on the left hand side and you have somebody coming the other way on your side of the road? I've had that happen. So it's important. It's important. But anyhow, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John High School and college students, right? This thing says there's 1 month left to enter the Drive Safe contest for a chance to win up to $500. Together we can make a difference in keeping our community safer on the road. All right? So they're calling all high school students and college students to enter their Drive Safe contest, where you get to submit a video, graphic, or radio ad about eliminating distractions or driving sober for a chance to win a cash prize. Yes, $500. Okay. And the prizes are sponsored by the VI Insurance Association. You have to big them up, okay? Because this is a really good thing. Folks, the VI Insurance Association have skin in the game, because when the car get dent up or somebody get hurt, all right, insurance becomes involved. So the more people are educated and vigilant in a way that we can cut down on these accidents and cut down on injuries, and it benefits everybody. Okay? And I know the folks in the car industry don't have unlimited monies to be replacing their fleet. Now, tonight, and we're going to take a break after this one here, tonight at the Virgin Islands Center for the Performing Arts, otherwise known as Island Center, right? Yes, and it's free. Mokolution, the evolution of the Moko Jumbi, the guardians of culture Moko Jumbis. Yes, and it's going to be narrated by none other than Mr. Willard John. They're going to have foods and drinks on sale. But come on out and check it out. It's all part of, yes, the folk-like festival that's going on, folks. Yes. So check it out. And with that, we'll take a break to definitely big up our sponsors and other folks that make what we do here possible. Be right back.
Stand up for the law. Stand up for decency. Stand up for compassion. Stand up for respect. Stand up for your community. Stand up for your future. Stand up for the Virgin Islands. WSTX FM 100, the soul of the Caribbean.
Fans, tune in to Savida Sports Show with Magella Savida Milligan live on WSTX 970 AM from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Saturday with sports around the world and back from 4 to 5 p.m. Savida Milligan.
Some things should always be bundled. To VIA, bundle it and save. VI Fiber, the fastest home internet with unlimited nationwide mobile, TV Plus, and more. Bundle it at VIA, the best network in the US VI. For more information, go to via.vi/bundle or visit any VIA store or authorized dealer.
In the month of March, USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service, with the cooperation of the U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Agriculture and University of the Virgin Islands School of Agriculture Cooperative Extension Service, will visit farmers to help them complete their Census of Agriculture questionnaire. For the Ag Census, a farm is defined as any place from which $500 or more of agricultural products were produced and sold, or normally would have been sold, in 2023. Farmers, your cooperation is required by law, as this census is the only source of comprehensive and impartial agriculture statistics for the U.S. Virgin Islands. The data will show the value and importance of agriculture in the islands, as well as trends, challenges, and other changes over the last 5 years. Federal and local governments, agribusinesses, organizations, and many more use Ag Census data to support funding research and programs to improve farming techniques and equipment, building infrastructure for high-speed internet, providing effective production and distribution systems, as well as natural disaster preparation, response, and recovery assistance. The data will inform decisions that will help shape the U.S. Virgin Islands' agricultural future for years to come. Farmers, please have your records ready for the visit. Protected by federal law, the information you provide is confidential and will be used for statistical purposes only. The Census of Agriculture is your voice, your future, your opportunity. For more information, visit nas.usda.gov. That's nass.usda.gov/ag census, or call 340-692-4090. The 2023 Census of Agriculture is conducted with the cooperation and assistance of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Travel to the most beautiful destinations in the Caribbean on Cape Air. Enjoy affordable non-stop flights with fast, frequent connections from San Juan. Explore Vieques, Culebra, Mayagüez, St. Thomas, St. Croix, Tortola, Virgin Gorda, and announcing our new service to Anguilla with connections through St. Thomas, beginning on March 8th. Book your tickets today by calling 1-800-CAPE-AIR. That's 1-800-227-3247. Or visit capeair.com. Cape Air, your wings in the Caribbean.
AM 970, WSTX, Christiansted, Frederickstead, and the Virgin Islands.
Hughes Photo in the Sunny Isle Shopping Center has been a household name on St. Croix for over 25 years and is still standing firm in meeting the needs of the community. Passport and immigration photos, restoration, business cards. Plus, Hughes Photo can handle all your prints from your digital cameras, phones, CDs, USB drives, and portraits. Hughes Photo, locally owned, takes pride in our work. And if you want it done right, see the experts at Hughes Photo in Sunny Isle Shopping Center. Call us at 340-778-6827 or visit us at www.hughesphotoonline.com.
News Talk for the Virgin Islands, AM 970 WSTX.
Yeah, folks, we're back, and I got the whole of Williams Delight in here, my son. Okay? All right? I tell you, if you didn't know that WSTX was that big, now you know. Okay? But we got a whole of Williams Delight in here. Anyhow, we're going to bring them up to the mic and start talking in a minute here. But a couple of things I want to mention real quick, just rounding out some of the community calendar. Let you know that registration is now open for the Junior Youth Ocean Explorers summer programs that they have at UVI. And you can find out more information at vimas.uvi.edu. That's a timely name since Carnival coming up, right? Nobody gonna forget that one that Doug, you were talking too fast. No, just vimas.uvi.edu. Okay? And Caribbean Community Theater this weekend, they're at it again. Francine's Will. Yes, and remember now, if you're going to the theater, make sure you ban your belly first because you got such laughter in there. If you go in unprepared, you're going to come out all kind of ache in your chest for all them muscle that you use for so long laughing so hard. All right? And for all of you macho man out there, just hide the little tissue someplace so you could pull it out and play like you're just rubbing your face or something. But it'll go that way too, all right? So Francine's Will, that's this Friday, folks. Show starts at 8 o'clock. All right. And he'll be there again on the Saturday. Actually, it's going to the 24th. And then, the 15th and 16th, and then the 22nd and 23rd. The 17th and the 24th, they have, which are Sundays, they have a matinee at 4 p.m. Okay? And this Friday, also, Grand Quadrille Dance, folks. Yes, the Folk Life Festival marches on. Standing on the 10 sleepless nights, of course. And where else they going to be, right? St. Gerard's Hall. Okay. Yeah, $5 going. I mean, you have to give it to them, right? With all the pressure from inflation to still $5. I went into a store and shall remain nameless for the moment, to pick up one of them big bottle of Listerine. It used to cost $10, The thing's $17 now. And I was like, okay, I know that prices will go up, but like, that one hit me. So anyhow, I didn't walk out with it. I walked out with something else. Anyhow, all right, folks, that's part of what we're going to talk about. Now we have more things on the community calendar, but I got my guests here, and so it's important that we get to our guests and have our discussion here this morning. All right, make sure I got everybody in my camera how I need them. Okay.
Do not disturb. That number go correct.
All right. All right, good. Got everybody. A lot of faces in here. Let me get my head out the way. All right, folks, we have Williams Elite in here doing what everybody should be doing for their community, which is speaking up for their community and bringing community issues to the forefront so that, hey, the squeaky wheel will always get the grease. Stay there and just complain among yourselves, ain't nothing going to happen. When you want things to get done, you got to bring it out, okay? So, who's first? Who's going to introduce the organization? Introduce yourself accordingly, and the station belongs to you. All right, grab the mic and talk.
Good morning. Good morning to our listeners. Good morning to all those in Radio Land. My name is Lonmus Baptiste. I'm a concerned resident of Williams Delight. So this morning we are basically here to speak about what's affecting us in the William Delight community. So far, there is a homeowners association in Williams Delight, and we, the property owners, doesn't feel that we should be part of the Williams Delight Homeowners Association, because so far, after doing our research, we found that they are not running legally, and so therefore we have filed a lawsuit against the Williams Delight Homeowners Association. And from February 17 of last year, 2023, we have filed a lawsuit against the Williams Delight Homeowners Association. And so therefore, we are waiting on Judge Brady to rule on our case. So far, we have reached out to him January 8th of this year. He has not ruled on our case, and it seems like he is refusing to rule on our case. So we are calling on him to rule on our case. So we are here this morning to speak about what's affecting us and why we shouldn't be part of the Williams Delight Homeowners Association.
Okay. Interesting. Homeowners associations can be a good thing, or in some cases can be a pain in the butt. Depending on how they operate or don't operate. That the cable. I have to apologize. You're gonna have to move over to get closer to it because the cable isn't but so long. Yeah, but when you say it's not running legally, is that because they have a charter that has expired, or is it because they're doing something that's illegal, or both?
Both. Would say both. So far, when you look at the 990, because they run as a non-profit, they do not file a 990, and the 990 has been revoked from May of 2010. So they're running without filing taxes.
Okay, all right, yes. As a non-profit with a 501c3, they're required to file the 990 every year. And so that's like 14 going on 15 years of not filing. So yes, so they're not in good standing with the federal government. And then there's a question of the local filing. I don't know what you know about that, but because you have to file with the lieutenant governor's office here locally as a nonprofit also every year. All right, well, thanks for answering my question with that, sir.
Yeah, well, my name is Rafael Rivera. Good morning to everybody here and everybody in the listening audience. And I will start by saying that we have been subjected to unfair and improper enforcement of fees and assessment by this association, even though the initial declaration governing the association expired in 2000. These fees and assessment have imposed a significant financial burden on us and other residents, affecting our ability to maintain our properties and to meet other financial obligations. These fees are significant financial burden on our homeowners who have been paying their taxes and another livelihood.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak? Right?
My name is Timothy Grandison. I've been a resident of Williams Light from day one since we had
Pull it a little bit more to the mic.
Since we had the road cut with dirt road, no pavement, no water, no solar, nothing. And I've been working night and day to make Williams Light that little portion, my family's portion. And they have been, the association has been making it a nightmare onto my family.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
because we're talking to the community, and I'm part of the community, so it's like I want it to be clear. You live in a part of that has a dirt road only?
That's what it was.
It's when you started. Okay, that's right. So when you started, so the state of affairs today is that it is paved?
It's paved, yes.
Now, okay. The sewage?
It has sewage, yes.
They have that in place?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I mean,
that's all about the government now.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
I understand,
okay.
But the association is also supposed to work toward helping with those things, in terms of communicating with the government and advocating, I would think. But anyhow, I get myself...
In the bottom of whatever, like, on the east side, is a section where none of the roads in there are paved. It's very bad. You guys live in that section, or you guys live in the paved area?
Yes.
On the west side?
Yes. He's talking about First Avenue. And First Avenue, the road is terrible. It's very, very, very bad.
It's horrible. When the bus goes in there, you swear you're up in Adelaide.
Okay. All right. Good thing. And anything else we want to say before we get into discussion?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Well, you know, I am happy that you all are here and advocating to get things running better in your community, because it is just that, your community. And when the situation is responsive, too often people sit down and they complain and talk with each other. They know what the problem is, but you're taking the next step, which is important. Okay, in that regards. Now, when you said the lawsuit was filed?
February 17, 2023.
2023.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I will defer to inquiring with the court as to how their schedules run or whatever, because when you file a case, you have whatever case load and scheduling and so forth and so on. So I can't, you know, say anything about that, but it's something you just have to stay on top of. Okay, the court is there to help you, and you know, you ever been see people in line and somebody just cut in front, okay, or somebody knows somebody and they come and they pull them to the front or whatever. You know, you gotta be vigilant and say wait. I was here first. Take care of me, and then you know, you gotta make sure that what it is that you need and where you need it to go, that stays at the forefront of things. Okay, so now, what is that lawsuit asking for?
We're asking to be relieved from the association. We do not want to be part of the association, and majority of the property owners of William Delight does not want to be part of the association. So we're asking that we be relieved from the association, and that when you look at William Delight, it's a public place. You know, it's not gated. You know, it's public. Everybody goes in and out. You know, it's public. And we're saying that we do not need an association in William Delight where it's, you know, it's basically for the public. Our taxes, when you pay our taxes, it should be able to fix the road, keep up with the lights, and take care of our community. Or if we would like to form a charity, you know, just to help out with the community, you know, cut the grass, maintain whatever it is, I feel we can do that. But we do not need an association in a public place like Williams Delight.
Okay. Now, the function of the association, we know that based on what you've said here to this point, that they're not in compliance federally. I don't know at this point what it is with the Lieutenant Governor's office. Do they have officers? The homeowners association, do they have officers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the charter, like says that, you know, well, that they elect the officers every year or every 5 years or 3 years or something? Or, I mean, because somebody can't just jump up and say, I in charge.
Well,
they have to have some process where they elect somebody as, let's say, the president, chairman, or whatever the case may be, of the association, so that at least you know who to talk to, right? And you don't have to call any names. It is somebody you know who to talk to that is representing as being the leader of the association.
Yes. And I can give you the case number, which is SX 2023 CV0064. And if you look at this case number, if you go online,
CV what now?
00064.
Okay.
You will see all the plaintiffs, you will see the defendant, and you could look at the case online.
Okay. Okay. And the reason why I asked that is because you have to have officers who are properly installed and can speak with authority on behalf of the organization. So I will proceed as though that is being represented in that sense. Okay. But the purpose of a homeowner association is usually, and I'll speak as a lay person. Okay, so judge, don't put me on up as an attorney, but as a lay person, when you have a homeowners association, you expect that it's going to be to the betterment of the community, the improvement, hopefully, of services that the association can provide, and also the policing to make sure that you have your property here and you keep it up to spec, that the person next door laying the grass grows 6 foot high and all kind of thing, that they can get that person in line to meet the requirements of being a part of the community, which they state those type of things, right? That's what you expect from a homeowners association. So now, in that sense, you're saying that the issues that you have in the community, what type of issues in particular that for you each individually or as a group, what are the things that really bother you the most?
Well, what does bother us the most is our roads.
Mm-hmm.
Our roads are terrible. The bushes are hanging over the roads. And this association is picking fees, charging us, and we don't see no results. Everything seems to be the same, year by year.
Mm-hmm.
Our primary goal is to seek injunctive relief to stop the injustice by this association imposing further fees, assessment, and lien, because they impose a lien in our properties.
Mm-hmm.
Who refuse to pay, they put in lien. Still, they fail in 2 cases in court. Mm-hmm. They failed to win those cases.
Right.
Now, we receive overwhelming support from our community who understand the importance of standing against unfair practices and protecting our properties. And one thing I would like to add is that I have spoken personally with older people. And these people, when I went to them, I asked them about why are they paying this illegal HOA. What they answer me is they are old. They are forced to pay these fees because they are afraid to lose the properties, because they cannot work to build another one or buy another one.
Right, right. Well, the reality is that the association has a function to perform. The fees are not paid just to exist as an association. It's to deliver what the association is supposed to do. So that would be in the charter and everything else. And things that directly impact public safety, habitability, health issues in the community, those things, I'm sure that when you look at the charter, you could see how they tie in. So if they're not meeting those things, then what are you paying for? And I say that this should be, as a community, our mentality, regardless of whether it is public or private, because the homeowners association is private in that context. But that's something that we have to always keep in mind, that if you're paying your money, what you're getting for your money. And they don't have a right to exist just for the sake of existing. Anyhow.
Yes, another thing. My name is Marisol Rivera. And good morning, everyone, here and in the audience. The another issue we have is that when this association started, supposedly it was a homeowner association. Now it's a non-profit. Non-profit supposed to be voluntary donation. They have us mandatory, and nobody have signed no contract to be in this homeowner association. The last meeting we had, they admitted that it's a non-profit, and they say they didn't charge us any money during couple years, like 5 or 6 years, because they can't bring somebody for $50 to the court. But they wanted to bring the people to the court when they owe $500, $700, or $800.
Okay. Now, one of the things you have to be careful with sometimes is, and you kind of see, being a non-profit doesn't mean you can't have money coming. You don't have money coming in like you paying to support your private habits or something that is outside of what the association is for, right? No, and I'm saying that because when I hear you say, well, because they're a non-profit that they can't charge, well, when they were formed and as an association, the charter for the association is the first level, and when they become a non-profit, they don't renounce the charter. The charter continues parallel with the non-profit. Senator, if you want to speak and come up and okay, I'm just saying the key thing here is this, right? The charter, and I'm not here to speak on behalf of the homeowners association. I just want to make sure that as much as possible you have your ducks in a row when you're moving forward, and you say something that so that you understand that the original charter, and you go the next step and become a non-profit. For instance, I work with a youth group, and they're a non-profit, and we are there raising money, okay, for what the organization is supposed to do. The real beef I'm hearing here now, okay, is the fact that they're collecting the money, but they're not rendering the services that the charter said that they're supposed to render. That's what I hear from what you've said to me, okay, and that's the crux of the matter. Either you're going to step up to the plate and do what you're supposed to do, or we want the court to just move you out of the way and let us as a community move forward to get things done.
Another question I have.
Okay, you go ahead.
And we suppose if it's a homeowner association, we just find out this last year, okay? Because they were having meeting closed door. And we're supposed to have a contract with them, signing and agreeing on paying or being accepting joining the. We never had that.
Okay. No, that's something, of course, that you have to be investigated. I can't really get into that. I'm just saying that, a contract, you have offer, acceptance, and consideration. Okay, so in that sense, if the organization is falling down on making sure that these things happen, that just plays more into the fact that they're not functioning as they should, and plays into your argument that they should be moved aside, so you shouldn't be moved forward. Now, when you buy a piece of property, and the thing is, I'm speaking, I don't know when this association was formed. If the association was formed as part of the property or after that or whatever, but the fact of the matter is they exist now. So the organization have a duty to follow through and do certain things in addition to just being formed. So if there are contracts and stuff and that they haven't done, that's just more evidence of them not functioning in that sense. But all of these things I'm sure you have outlined in your lawsuit, and my talking about it is not so much about sides as much as I want the community to be listening, because the fact of the matter is that this organization, just like the government, has a responsibility, and you're stepping up to the plate to make sure that they step up to their responsibility, or that you move them out of the way and let us take care of it ourselves. So
yeah, and I need the community to know, of Williams Delight, we're fighting this and we're not stepping down, because this, we had a covenant with the seller, and it expired December 31st, 2000. We are not obligated to pay this money to these people when they are not performing what we want.
Oh, of course.
So a little more on the covenant. The covenant expired December of 2000.
Okay.
2010, they amended the covenant to expire in 2030 without the property owners' knowledge. And the property owners does not want to be part of the association. So the majority is saying, it's not just saying the studio this morning, but the majority of William Delight is saying that they do not want to be part of the association. And if the majority is saying, we do not want to be part of this association, everywhere you go with politics, with governance, the majority always wins. So we are saying here this morning that the majority is saying that we do not want
you have something that's more powerful than just being a majority. Okay? When the documents for the sale of the property and whatever covenants were put on, you can't go in a deed and change the deed after the fact. Okay? You can't do that. It just don't work that way.
That's what they did, but that's what they did, but they said they adapt a language.
No. They didn't do anything as far as legal. They haven't done anything. They may have attempted to do something. And this is where, you know, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous, but the fact of the matter that you're taking a little bit of knowledge and going and getting legal expertise and getting the proper advice. So, you understand? So, I'm just saying to you that if you enter into agreement that says, I pay $100 a month in rent for a year, okay, during that year, they can change it to $150. And at the end of that year, the lease done. Then they can negotiate because you want the property. But in this case, the property is yours. It's been sold to you. So the terms of that sale, not a lease, that sale, included a covenant that expires. They can't unilaterally extend that covenant unless there's some provision in the deed that allows for that. I kind of doubt that there is, but I'm just saying.
There is none.
I'm just saying. So, and in that context, just for clarity of the community listening, because we're talking here, I want to make sure that they understand what's going on, because covenants can be good or bad or onerous or helpful, you know, but the fact of the matter is when a covenant has a date in which it expires, then it's done. You can't unilaterally change it unless there's some provisions. Go ahead, sir.
One moment.
Come close to the mic.
Okay. We agree that they had an association. It started in the 80s. And with that covenant, restriction and covenant, it says in the bylaws, this covenant will run with the land until December 31st, 2000.
Right.
So I keep asking the same question all the time. What gives you the rights to renew it? Where did you get the rights and how did you get the rights to renew and change the dates and change the laws to your purpose?
Okay. Well, you're right. You're asking a question, and I am taking it that you have sought your legal representation advice, and based on that legal representation advice, they see nothing in the lease, not the lease, in the deed that gives the homeowner association unilaterally the power to extend it. Okay. And it's kind of like we had a conversation in here last week because the LEAC, we were talking about the LEAC, Jared, remember that? And the LEAC, you look at the definition of LEAC, is fuel burned for producing electricity. But they have a LEAC on water production, which kind of like anybody listening to it says something ain't right here. Why are we paying a LEAC to produce water, but the definition of LEAC is for producing electricity? Who made this change, and is it legal? So that question is created and it have to be answered. Ultimately, right now everybody kind of looking the other way and whatever so forth. The problem is that in the community, that complaint, they're in everybody's mouth when it's there on the kitchen table or they're sitting down on the beach or whatever. It ain't there in a court. So now you're in the right place, which is for the court to look at this and to draw a conclusion. Okay. In this case, I can't tell you what the court can say, but I could tell you that based on the little bit that I know, nobody could unilaterally jump up and extend something that contractually was set before, unless you negotiate the contract or unless there was language in the original contract that allows you to do that. Okay?
Yeah, and also on the 501c3, the exemption, we are saying that, you know, if the exemption was revoked, it was revoked. They shouldn't be, because what they're doing right now is taking the property owners to court putting lien on property owners' property. They shouldn't be putting lien on property and without their knowledge, without the knowing. When you now come to turn over your property to your children, you're finding out there's a lien on your property.
Right.
When you're now trying to get the government to fix your house, you're finding out that there's a lien on your property. You cannot get them to do what they need to do because there's a lien on your property.
Okay.
And these liens were placed after the covenant were expired. So basically we are saying, you know, we need them to stop, we need them to remove these liens, we need them to stop running.
Okay.
Because you're not running properly, you're not running legally.
Okay.
You need to stop.
Now, and I'm just saying in the conversation, you're making certain points, but sometimes you're taking different formulas and taking a piece from different formulas and mixing them up. And I'm saying, I was just listening to you, right? Being a non-profit means either you're in compliance with the federal government or you're not in compliance with for the ability to get a certain tax status. Okay? It don't have anything to do with anything other than that as a general proposition. Okay? So I'm just saying. So let's put that aside and come over to the liens, right? A lien is just a mechanism, a tool by which someone can put a charge on your property for ABC, XYZ, whatever allows them to do that, right? Where they establish a legal relationship, whether it's a debt or whatever the case may be, right? So the question I have now is when the homeowner put a lien on a property, was any notice given?
Well, after the fact, they do send a letter to the property owner after they put a lien saying that there's a lien on your property.
Okay.
Some property owner doesn't receive that letter.
Okay.
But some do.
Right. Now, everybody's supposed to receive notice because how can you get rid of a lien unless you know about it?
Right.
Right? Okay? When you go to buy property or deal with property and so forth and so on, there's some documents that have to be filed with whatever documents or presented according to the bank ain't gonna jump up and say this person got a lien. It have to be somehow that you could know these things, whether it's you or the bank or whoever. But if they fail to send out notice, that's one thing. If they've been giving out notice, that's another thing. But before you even get to that point, just know, and I'm saying this to the community as a general proposition, if you put yourself in a contractual position where you owe money and so forth and so on, you ain't pay the money, according to that agreement, that person could seek to get the money by other means, and one of which is putting a lien on your real estate property. Okay? And I'm just saying, the right for them to do that is there established in the fact that there is, according to them, a debt, and a debt is outstanding, and beyond a certain date time notice that the debt is outstanding, they put a lien on it. Okay? So now, that's just a matter of mechanics. I'm saying matter of mechanics. It has nothing to do with the non-profit status. Okay? And I'm saying that because the more focused you are, the more you can get where you need to go faster. You ain't going all around the place, you're going where you need to go. All right? So now, the as you pointed out, time come and you pass your children, the property down to your children, and they want to add another level or do something, and they go into the bank and they say, well, there's a lien on the property. You can't do anything with the property unless the lien holder, you know, whatever the case may be, right? And that's not a pleasant thing to happen to anyone. So we're coming back again to the functioning of the organization. If the organization is not communicating properly, communicating sometimes and not communicating others, well, it comes back down to you having to show that the organization is so dysfunctional that the court should facilitate you in getting them out of the way, okay, and and moving forward.
Yeah. Also, they run by bylaws, because the bylaws is what controls the association, and they do not follow their own bylaws because the bylaws says the third Saturday of January they should hold that annual meeting.
Right.
They hadn't had one.
Well, this is why I asked you about officers and all of that, because all that stuff is in the bylaws.
Yes, and
you know,
they don't follow the bylaws. They do not inform the property owners when they're having meeting. They put up signs. The bylaw says they need to send out letters.
All right.
Every property owner should have that, so they does not follow their own bylaws.
Okay. All right. Well, folks.
When they vote, only 12 people backing them. When they does the vote.
Okay, so
with over 1,000 plus.
Okay, I don't. Well, okay,
only 12 people.
Follow me here for a second, right? Because you're feeding me information, but I'm telling you that I'm only getting bits and pieces of it because you have a document I've never seen, for instance, right? So when I speak, I'm speaking only to the extent of which I have any knowledge of something. And I'm saying this, like, for instance, you would have to come in here with the bylaws and say and explain certain things. For instance, let me finish. Just a quick second. If you have an association and you have a membership of 9 people, I use a odd number, so there's always a vote that's gonna break. You will always have a decision made, right? Okay. So now, how are those 9 members chosen, for instance? Are they from the community? You follow where I'm coming from? Okay? Because sometimes you have an organization where you have a group, and in that group, that's where the voting happens. Not every member of the community. And then in some situations, they have where things are put to a vote to the whole community. You follow me? So I don't know which it is now with what you have set up. And I'm saying that in the sense that how decisions are being made, you usually have some type of notice either to the members that are on the association or to the whole community that we're meeting and these issues are on the agenda and so forth and so on and so on, right? You have that communication. So it is your duty now to document all of these things for the court, that these things haven't been happening and so forth and so on. That's all I'm saying about that, right? So just so you know, you have to be able to show where there's a requirement in the bylaws that the whole community vote or just the board vote, and as well as how they select their people and how they've been, let's say, negligent or derelict in not following those steps and so forth and so on. You follow me? Okay? So, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I need the community of Williams Delight to know, right? We have a case standing. We need Judge Douglas Brady to see our case as soon as possible, because we have a lot of elderly people in the community that they can't even come out of their house. We're standing firm for them, and we are talking for them. We have the signature, we have everything.
And the one question is, do you have a legal representative?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We have?
No, if you don't have a formal legal representative and you have a case before the court, then somebody, the organization is someone in the community is bringing this in their own individual name. Who is the plaintiff? Who is the person bringing the lawsuit?
We are the plaintiff.
So all of your names are on there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, in this is what I would say now. The court sets up the document and the docket and so forth and so on. So when you mention Judge Brady may have 50 cases, he may have 4 cases pending, right? So we don't know from our conversation here what the court docket is, right? And I say that because I don't want it to seem like we're saying that the judge is deliberately not hearing a case or hearing a case, I don't want to give anyone that impression, because right now, based on what you're saying, it's just on the court docket, and we don't know why it hasn't come up yet. It might be because of the court docket and amount of cases that they have, or so forth and so on. Okay, it could be that the types of cases that he handles and so forth are so voluminous that they're in the pipeline, but it ain't moving as fast as I say you would want it to move. Okay?
Exactly.
Right. Well, the thing is, if it can move faster and the court could move it faster, that's one thing. But if the court can move it faster and no matter how much you yell, carry on, jump up, whatever, you do. I'm just saying, right? We could come on the radio station every day, which is not a bad thing. Because then it stay in people's ear and people's minds, okay?
That's what we do.
Right, exactly. And so it's good in that sense what you're doing. But I'm just saying you have to understand how the system works and make sure that your energies are going toward the things that you can control. Because the court docket is controlled by the court. And it's usually a process in the court that I don't know that I could say that it's favored one way for one case or the other, as opposed to it's just when they could schedule you, and you have to wait till it come up, okay? But that's something I'm saying now as the plaintiffs representing yourselves, you need to find out from the court why it's taking the time it's taking, okay?
Well, January 8th, we sent out a letter asking him to update us on the case, and we haven't heard from him. So,
okay,
at least an update, letting us know what's going on with our case.
Okay. If you're having a communication, and I can't address that whether it's his responsibility to communicate those things or somebody been delegated to and didn't do it or whatever the case may be. All I'm saying is that if you have to go to the court, talk to the clerk of the court and find out how you're going to find out what's going on and so forth, somebody needs to take that on and do that. Because being in here, right, and calling it out, right, we're educating the public, but we're not influencing the court. You follow me? And the important thing is influencing the court. So it's good that you're here, and it's good that you're sharing what's going on with the community. But as far as the court movement, you got to communicate with the court. Because there are a lot of different reasons why a case may not be up.
We will.
Okay,
We will keep
all right, good.
communicating. We will,
But I'm just saying, when we see Judge Brady on the road or in the supermarket, how you doing, Judge? Everything all right? And we got about a bit, because at that point in time, he probably can't even tell you anything about that case. He in there shopping for his milk and bread and everything else. You know what I'm saying? In that context, the court has an administrative process that you have to go through the court process. Yeah. Okay? You're going to say something.
We know that there's a lot of things been said.
He's good.
There's a lot of things been said, a lot of statements been made in the restriction and the bylaws. Good. But all well and good. But when he turned down to us and he said to us, this restriction and bylaws run with the land until December 31st, 2000. 10 years after you come in and renew, and what do you expect to get? 10 years after.
Let's
11
let's set
10
something
years.
to rest here. Let's agree on something here, right? Let's agree on something so we don't keep going around and around the same circle, right?
Okay.
Let's agree on something. When you enter into an agreement, unless the agreement has a vehicle by which somebody could change it, you can't change it. Right? So if it expired and there's no way that they could have been extended, then it's dead. So the only question I would have then is, well, what are the covenants and restrictions that ended on that date? Right? If the homeowners association was one of those things, then it's done. You follow me?
Definitely, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So so I'm just saying that to you, as in I understand, and I think the community understands. It's kind of like you buy a car and you got 5 year, 7 year note, and you got that $700 a month that you pay for the car. At the end of that thing, you don't have to continue paying. But you know what? sometimes people don't lose track and they paying and they paying and they paying, and sometimes the person who receiving ain't saying nothing. And I give you an example, right? Use a different situation. Banks give out a loan, okay? They call it a mortgage, call a balloon mortgage. You get a certain rate for, let's say, 5 years, and at the end of 5 years, you're supposed to renegotiate it, right? The bank getting 6% interest, let's say, that time. But over that time, the interest rates drop down to 2%. At the end of the 5 years, and it's 2%, the bank somehow didn't remember to send out, they say, hey, it's time for us to renew. Okay? Now, they're getting 6%. If you renegotiate, you're going to get 2%. Is it in their best interest to notify you? No. Okay then. All right. Okay? So this is why community vigilance and reading and knowing what our documents is important. Because they'll keep taking your money. Right? Okay? And then you have to come back afterward and prove that you paid all of this money. Hopefully you kept all your receipts and everything else. Because now they owe you. They have no legal right to hold on to that money, meaning the bank in this case, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In this case, or in the case of the mortgage to not renegotiate. You could demand that they renegotiate, and they have to because it's in the agreement. Mm-hmm. But it is in your interest. It's in your interest to know what your documents say in that context. And now that it's come to a head, the fact of the matter is, if the association ended 10 years ago and they've been collecting money, then they owe people money.
Definitely.
Okay, in that context, right? Unless, when you said definitely, you know, if a lease is for a year and the year done and a year and 6 months you're still in the property, right? It means you've been paying the rent and you're in the property. Hopefully you're saying that you won't pay the rent and you're in the property. You're paying the rent in the property, right? Okay? In that sense, at the end of the time, if you leave the property, you can't demand your money back because for that 6 months because, you know, the lease had finished 6 months ago. No, they have to look at the nature of the agreement and what and the agreement in this case was for the use of the product. But if the home ownership done and there's things that they were supposed to be doing and they ain't doing and they collect the money, then you gotta give back the money. You can't show that, like in the case of the living in a place and electricity and wear and tear and all, you can't show that the one party did what they were supposed to do and the other party did what they were supposed to do. No, the other party did what they were supposed to do because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and stop. Okay? So, now, the key thing is, from my perspective, as a person in the community, is that you've now come to that point where you realize that, wait, no, we got a document here that says A, B, and C, so why is this going on when this says, and it's like the light bulb gone off, and just so you're sitting down here together and you're all together. So now, focus on the fact that, hey, we got an organization here that is out of compliance with the federal government, okay? And you have a question mark about the local government. That's something you need to go and investigate and find out with the Lieutenant Governor's office, okay? In the process, okay? That has been collecting monies to render certain services, and we have absolute fact documentation that they have. You see, you collect all of these different things, so when the judge does call and say, okay, now I'm ready for IO, when you walk in there, you have your list and your documentation, and you can say, Your Honor, we would love to offer this as Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, Exhibit D, okay? Not this, okay?
Documents.
Yeah.
Documentation.
Yeah, in conclusion, right, we want the community to know, and also the HOA, that we are not backing down until justice is served. We will continue to pursue legal avenues to rectify these injustices and ensure that our rights as property owners are upheld. And we have a meeting on April 15.
14.
April 14 at Crusaders Nightclub on the 15th of April. We need the community to be there.
The 14 at 3 o'clock.
The 14th at 3 o'clock at Crusaders Nightclub. We urge everyone to be there because it's important. We're going to hear what you have to say, and you're going to hear what we have to say. But we're going to continue this until justice is served. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and I will do our part over here to remind the community. All right, and you know, I will tell you, take advantage of every venue where you can get the word out, because who's listening now is who's listening now, and somebody might be listening at a different time, at the day, or whatever the case.
Exactly.
Take advantage of every venue, and what you're doing is in the spirit, to me, of marching on Fort Frederick. You understand? If them people didn't go down there and said enough is enough, who knows where we would be today? Mm-hmm. Okay? Yes. So it's no different in that sense. We hear about this history month and that history month and the other history month, but you got to understand the spirit of why we have this history month is that somebody said enough is enough and stood up. They didn't just stay around the table or you know, around the domino table or whatever and talk. They said enough is enough, and they took the steps. So it's no different now that you're in there in Frederickstead in front of the fort, you're there at King's Hill at the court. The same thing.
So at the end of that sentence, at the end,
mm-hmm.
That's the last sentence on the bylaws.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 guys witness it.
Mm-hmm.
And they agree this is what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It is ended and we sign. And that is it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no provision made for renewal after this.
I understand that. I want the community to understand that within the confines of an agreement, the agreement is what it is.
That is it.
You can't change it afterward unless you both sides agree
Yes.
to change it.
I agree.
Okay? No one can themselves jump up and change it. Then don't tell nobody about it. It can't work like that. Unless the agreement provide for that. And as you've established, there's no provision for that. Anyhow, I have gone over my time, but I have enjoyed this conversation because anytime the community, I come into you, the community step forward like this, we are here to enable the community. That's a community-minded goal here, all right? So real quick.
Yeah, just for conclusion, talking about history, when we meet on April 14 at 3 p.m. at Crusaders, I will share a little history with how the association started, the guys who started the association. So I'm asking the community to please come out. I'll share a little history with them because the association really and truly wasn't formed for us. And also I'd like to give thanks to Senator Genevieve Whitaker, who has been helping us out, and she has been looking out for the community of William Delight. When she was in office, she was looking out. And she's out of office, she's looking out. And when she gets back into office, she'll still be looking out for us. So I want to say thanks to her, especially and all the community members of William Delight. They have been supporting us. We have been meeting Crusaders every so often. I'd like to say thanks to them and see you April 14 at 3 p.m.
All right, just a suggestion. All the history you talk about, put it on a piece of paper and hand it out beforehand. Because, no, I'm just saying, when somebody may not make it to the meeting, when they come fine, okay?
Yes.
Anyhow, I thank you, and I
Thank you.
congratulate you all for stepping up to the plate. and doing what needs to be done on your behalf. And nobody could look out for you better than you.
That's
Thank
correct.
you. All right, good
That's
thing.
correct.
All right, folks, WSTX AM 970, your community-minded station. Do your random act of kindness, and if you're feeling bored, please do some premeditated ones. Love's in need of love every day, and until next time.
Stand up for the law. Stand up for decency. Stand up for compassion. Stand up for respect. Stand up for your community. Stand up for your future. Stand up for the Virgin Islands. WSTX FM 100, the soul of the Caribbean.
Changing times are upon us. Changing times bring togetherness. Changing times call for supporting your own. Yes, One Love Service Station in La Grande Princess, Golden Rock Shopping Center, has been a pioneer in St. Croix's quest for togetherness. Locally owned. If you don't see what you want, ask for it. One Love cares about meeting the needs of our community. One Love, brother. La Grande Princess, Golden Rock Shopping Center. We're more than gas. We're about people. Telephone 340-718-2461.
Good day, Virgin Islanders. This is yours truly, Michael Springer, asking you to join me each and every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Don't just think about it. Ask them a sincere question for answers by them. It's Keeping It Honest with Michael Springer.
And Emanuela. Less spiel, more solutions. Prepare yourself for good trouble conversation with people who do the work.
Join us on Saturday.
To us, you are family, and Global Medevac is your solution to the needs for the life-saving emergency transportation benefits required here in the territory. The Global Medevac solution is to provide the highest level of services while protecting our members from the high cost of out-of-pocket expenses for transportation charges by providing prepaid emergency air ambulance flights, prepaid commercial flights to hospitals off-island, prepaid visitor flights to hospitalized members, prepaid air ambulance and commercial flights to return home, prepaid spouse and escort flights, prepaid grandchildren benefits, and many more prepaid benefits, with a comprehensive package at low cost for the entire family. Also, a Global Medevac membership is guaranteed issue, so no one is turned down. Government employees, GRS members, private companies, and all citizens are welcome to join. Are you prepared? Global Medevac offers bi-weekly, monthly, and annual paying memberships that fit any budget. Let Global Medevac be the solution to your protection needs, as thousands of other territory residents have done. Please call the St. Thomas office at 340-776-6822 or the St. Croix location at 340-778-9506 for questions or assistance in completing your Global Medevac membership application. Those numbers again are in St. Thomas 340-776-6822 and St. Croix 340-778-9506. Remember, to us, you are family.
AM 970 WSTX, and more continuous music variety.
Sweet St. Croix. I love the sweet Caribbean ocean breeze. There is no place where I would rather be. The fish and turtles swimming around the pier. From where I stand, I can see so clear. For reggae to soak up any Baqual Bay, it makes me dance along the way. Oh, sweet St. Croix, oh, sweet St. Croix, your history is so rich. Fried fish is my favorite dish. Sugar mills to sugar cane. Oh, how I love the sweet smell of the rain. Oh, sweet St. Croix.
Dear Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
This I pray. Living one day at a time, enjoying every moment. Accepting the hardships of peace. I know I'm not saying that I want it, But he who trusts in the Most High, by his steps I will always abide. Judge, I love it surround me evermore. This my prayer every time I rise. Yeah, Lord, give me serenity to accept the things I can't change, and the courage to change the things I can. Yeah, and if in life on my journey I should stumble and fall,